Zinsmaster.
Thank you, President Borgioli. Good evening, trustees and superintendent. My name is Julie Zinsmaster, and I'm a community member. I look at the agenda every time it's posted on Thursday evening, and I saw this one, and I was confused because it wasn't clear what the agenda item was about. It does say Barolo Elementary School property forum, but it didn't say anything about the toxins and the remediation. It also said that it was submitted by a community member and the board president. And that's a little unusual because typically agenda items at least have a staff member attached to them. So I couldn't, when I prepared my comments, speak to the content of the agenda item because I didn't know what it was about. And this is the whole purpose of the Brown Act, so that the community who reads the agenda knows what's going to be discussed at the board level, so that those of us who aren't part of this small group that's obviously in communication with each other can come and comment. Also, my questions are, did this comply with Board Bylaw 9322, which is specifically addresses members of the public putting items on the board agenda? And there are specific guidelines, such as they have to be in writing to the superintendent along with any backup information a week prior so that it can go on the agenda and so that the public knows what's going to be presented. To this point, until we hear Melissa Hartley's presentation, we really don't know what it says. And I believe that that's a violation of the Brown Act. I also think it's unfair to staff. If staff had the documentation, that's one thing, but I don't know if staff had documentation about this presentation or if it's just all as much of a surprise to them as it is to us. Now, we have on the agenda, it's been past practice that items that are asked to go on the agenda by the public first they go through the process of Board Bylaw 9322, then they're put under public comment / communications as an agenda item. That way, a member of the public knows this is not a typical standard staff presented, research vetted agenda item. It is an item that is being presented by a community member. It's a whole different kind of understanding to the item. So I ask all of these questions because they relate in my mind to good governance and strong board, superintendent, staff relations, and how this board plans to operate in moving forward. At the last meeting, the board voted to amend the minutes of a previous meeting to include an after-the-fact complaint from a community member that the board did not follow district's regular practice of Sturgis Parliamentary Code. The board approved that amendment, yet I cannot find mention of Sturgis Parliamentary Code in current board bylaws. Nor do I recall ever using Sturgis as a regular practice. Following similar logic, the circumstances surrounding tonight's item G1 certainly do not seem to follow the district's regular practice. Now, having multiple perspectives and thorough information is important for all decisions, so I'm not in any way saying that we shouldn't know what these community members have to offer to this decision. The matter to me is the issue is really respect for staff, respect for public, respect for fellow board members, and respect for the decision-making process and transparency. Thank you.
You can also reach out to me. I can explain some of those questions you have. Thank you. The next